Welcome back guys to the XP, money and ability points roundup. There's a lot of guides in the internet which show you the fastest way how to do them, but there's one thing they don't tell you. This game is not a grind. When you do all this grinding method, you are wasting your time. I will show you how these three things are all interconnected and how you can avoid grinding in this game at all. When you look at the XP and money increase, you will see two totally different curves. The XP increases the most in the early levels. Between level 1 and level 25 you get the highest XP increase. At level 50 you have around 87% of the maximum XP you can get per quest. So at level 50 you get almost the maximum XP, the same than on level 99, 87%. But regarding the money, on level 50, a rare or an epic item will sell for 1000 or 2000, but on level 99, an epic weapon will sell for 40,000 easily. So you will get only 5% of the amount of money at around level 50, and that's a big difference. You get XP, a lot of XP early on, so you should focus on getting more XP to level up, and once you reach a higher level from level 75 and up, then you can start really selling a lot of your gear. Then you will make a lot of money and you should really go for that money. Before level 75 it's really not worth to bother at all with any kind of money grinding, because you won't get much out of it. It takes me, for example, a complete wall run, half an hour for the Athens wall run at level 50 to get alone 50,000 drachmae. When I sell a single piece of epic gear on level 99 I get the same amount in 2 seconds. That's 900 times faster than doing the Athens wall run at level 50. So don't make the mistake to grind for money early on. It's not worth the time and effort to do it. You will get so much money later on that you don't have to grind for money at all. So for leveling up, people prefer some different methods. Some do all the locations, some do contracts, some do story missions or fighting in the arena. We will check them out all now. We'll start with the locations first. In general, the game has 3 different location types: normal locations, leader houses and forts. A normal location will have around 1 or 2 items, will take you 1 minute of time, then we will add 1 minute travel time to the next location. That's an average between 0.5 to 1 items per minute, and you will get around 4500 XP per minute, because you will get 9000 in total. So if you do it with the XP boost you get 4500 or respectively 87% on level 50. When we compare that to a leader house, which has in general more chests and more elite enemies, we get around 4 items per leader house, which takes us 3 minutes plus 1 minute of travel time, so that's around 1 item per minute and 7500 XP per minute, so more than the normal locations. And when we now check out the forts, we will get around 12 items. I assume that we have 3 to 4 elite enemies, 3 to 4 weapon racks and 3 to 4 chests in the fort. So assuming 12 items, 10 to 12 items here will be good value for a fort. Then I assume also that we will take around 5 minutes to clear the whole fort plus 1 minute of travel time, so that gives us 6 minutes, so 2 items per minute and 10,000 XP per minute. What you can see now is that forts are the most valuable locations you can do. They give you more per minute, more of everything, more items, which in turn gives you more money when you sell them, plus you get more XP when doing them. So forts are the best locations. They have so much stuff comprised in a small area which you can all loot and exploit. So it's basically not worth wasting your time doing all the small question mark on the map. Just focus on the big ones, the leader houses and the forts, and only do the small question marks, the small locations when you really come across them, so that you can avoid the travel time. Then they are probably a little bit worth it, but don't go for all the small question marks on your map. That's really a waste of time. Focus on the big ones, because doing all forts or leader houses gives you also an additional quest. If you do 10 leader houses, 15 forts, you get even an additional quest completed for more than 100,000 XP. So that's really what you should focus on. The big locations give you much more of everything here. A very good method to increase your XP is when you do contracts. Contracts can be acquired when you go to a message column. A message column is generally available in every big city. So go to the message column and check for the contracts. There are a lot of different contracts, some local contracts and some you can do across the whole Greek world. But the most important thing is that you can stack these contracts. So when you go to all the message columns in every city you come across, then just accept all these contracts. Not only the whole world contracts, also the local contracts, also the bounty contracts, because they are very, very repetitive. And when you have 20, 30 or even 40 contracts accepted, you will likely have multiple contracts with the same goal. And when you then go and fulfill the contracts, you will get all the XP for all these contracts for just doing the task a single time. So that saves a really big amount of time when you stack these contracts. And what's especially good about contracts is that most of them can be done in forts. So we now know that forts are the best location to solve. It gives us the most XP, the most items to sell, and then we also do all the contracts in our forts. So we can do it at the same time. We solve all the forts and accept a lot of contracts that have to do with forts. And so we can level up really, really quickly. The leaders are in the forts, nation chests are in the forts, the supplies are in the forts, elite enemies are in the forts, everything is around and in the forts. So that's really, really incredible. You can stack on the forts, the contracts. That's really what drives you a lot of XP in a really little amount of time. The contracts with the least amount of XP are the timed regional contracts, which you have to fulfill for a single person. These will give you around 40,000 XP on level 99. The normal bounty contracts, which can be as easy as just killing a civilian, will give you a 60,000 XP on level 99 with active XP boost and 87% of that on level 50 already. The next bigger group of contract is for killing leaders, destroying resources, looting nation chests or lowering the strength in a certain region. All these contracts give you 162,000 XP. The highest group of contracts which yields the most XP are the naval contracts, the targets of choice, where you have to kill the strategists or the marksmen, and then also the battlefield victories. Battlefield victories give you normally already 90,000 XP or 75,000 XP when you win normal battles or naval battle, but there's also a contract available. When you win 2 battles, then you get an additional 243,000 XP. So before you make conquest battles, make sure that you get one of these contracts. When you do a lot of contracts and stack on them and also combine that together with the forts, then you will end up with around 10 million XP you can get in around 5 hours. So that's 33,000 XP per minute. That's a really high amount. That's 3 times higher when only doing forts. So when you combine doing forts together with all these contracts, then you can get 3 times the amount out of just doing forts. That should take you 20 to 30 minutes to upgrade to the next level. But I did not include the time to accept all these contracts. So when you accept all these contracts first and then do a roundup to solve them all, then this is the amount of time you need. Then we have the story creator mode quests, which have been nerfed into the ground by Ubisoft because people tended to create a lot of quests that were only meant to get as much XP as fast as possible, but there are still some ways to get enough XP that it is reasonable to do them. Here, for example, the Captain Crunch quest on Naxos Island, which is a brawling battle here where all these enemies fight each other, so you only have to help them a bit in killing them faster, and the whole battle can be completed in only 60 seconds, and the whole quest gives you 50,000 XP. So that is 50,000 XP per minute. That's faster and more efficient than doing contracts, but it's not the fastest method you can do. Still, the best XP farming spot is the arena. When you make a good fight versus the bandits, you complete a whole cycle including all the loading screens in 1 minute and 40 seconds. Then you get 120,000 XP for it, which means 72,000 XP per minute. So that is still the best method to level up. It is very repetitive, but it is still the fastest way to do it. Of course, that has been measured again with the XP boost active. So if you're really fast and you don't mess up in the arena, then you can level up in 15 to 20 minutes even in the mid levels between 50 and level 70. And there's also an additional time limited XP boost for 2 hours, which you can trade in for your Ubisoft club points, and then you can activate and deactivate it whenever you need, whenever you complete a quest. So to get the most out of the time limited XP boost, you just have to leave it deactivated, and only when you talk to the quest giver to complete the quest, activate it just before you talk to him, complete the quest and then immediately deactivate it again in your inventory, then you have just a few seconds subtracted from your XP boost and you can use it as long as possible. Of course, you can also just go and buy a permanent XP boost, then you don't have the hassle with activating and deactivating it. One more thing I forgot to tell you about XP is Atlantis. The Atlantis DLC yields a lot more XP per quest. You will get up to 345,000 XP for a single quest. And that's with XP boost, and you will get 230,000 without XP boost. And from that, 87% if you do it on level 50. So just complete 3 Atlantis quests and you level up 1 level when you started at level 50. That's why you will level up so fast when doing Atlantis. So I really recommend you to do it if you need to level up. Normal small quests in Greece will give you only 60,000 XP or 40,000 when you don't have the XP boost. So when you do the Atlantis quest, you will get 6 times the amount of XP than from the Greek quests. So when you start Atlantis with level 50, then you will be most probably level 70 when you complete all the 3 episodes for it. Speaking of Atlantis, the fastest way to get more ability points after you reach level 99 is not to gain for more XP, but instead you have to do New Game Plus. Every New Game Plus will give you 76 ability points for free, 22 from the tombs when you do them again, 18 from the Marble Maiden, 18 from the Rifts and 18 from the ESO caches if you have the Atlantis DLC. So that's a total of 76 points you get for free just for doing the locations again. Not to count all the XP you will also get when completing all the main story quests again. And you can do that with a really small amount of hours. So let's assume you can beat the main game until Naxos within 6 hours, which is really reasonable. You can do that. I've done it a lot of times and people have done it a lot faster. And then you can focus on getting all the tombs and beating all the mythical creatures. Then you will probably be at 10 hours in the game. Then you access Atlantis, do every Atlantis episode in roughly 4 hours, destroying all Marble Maiden, doing all Rifts, doing all ESO caches. That's around 22 hours of game time, within you will collect 76 points, not including all the experience you will also get. So we can probably count with 80 to 90 points for 22 hours. That will give you a point every 15 minutes, which is a lot faster than continuing an arena grind or a contract XP grind. So once you reach level 99, there's really no point to farm or to grind for more XP. Instead, go for the free ability points from the tombs, from all the Atlantis DLC. That's a much better, much faster and much more enjoyable way to do it. Just in case that you still don't have enough materials and money from selling your gear from fort looting and contracts, then you can also do wall runs. There are a couple of Athens wall runs here available in the story creator mode. You have to add them to your story log and then you can access them. And the main purpose of these quests is that they reset your enemies. So once you're done with a whole wall run, even without the story creator mode, all the enemies will be dead. But by starting a story creator mode quest or restarting it, then all the enemies will be available again, all the weapon racks will be filled again, so you can do the wall run all over again and again. You don't have to wait for all enemies to respawn. The story creator mode quest will do that for you. So the main thing to get millions of materials, millions of drachmae is that you just sell your high level gear. Not the gear at level 50, that will not really give you enough to get millions of money or millions of materials. But when you wait for level 70 and above, especially on level 99, you will get so much money. You can afford everything in the game. So don't make the mistake to want this early on. You will get so much money later. Just take your time, level up. That's the most important thing to get everything done in this game. And no, there are no new XP glitches around. If there was any, I would probably make a video about it. So please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like and see you next time.